Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Eicher here. Going to talk about part two of our prob and stats review about box plots and some data questions. College Board, maker of the SAT and the Advanced Placement AP exams, created content videos to help students to study for the 2020 AP exams, which would be taken from home due to the coronavirus pandemic. A curious Math 3 teacher recorded the number of views for all the AP stats videos that College Board created and plotted the data in the box plot below. So you have numerous videos on different content areas. And each video had a certain number of views, so recorded those number of views. And you see this box plot. So one thing that we don't often see, at least not in our class, is this point out here is known as an outlier. There is a certain way of calculating if a point that's far away from all the rest would qualify as an outlier, but that would be saved for future courses. We don't deal with that formula in Math 3. But that is the maximum, that is the outlier at about 138,000 views or something like that. So I want to make sure you know how to identify the first quartile. The first quartile would be this part of the box plot is Q1. We're going to have to estimate. So I would estimate maybe 15,000 views is the first quartile. So there was a video that had 15,000 views, or at least the first quartile has 15,000 views. The third quartile is this number. So I would guess that might be about 20, let's see, that's 30, maybe about 27,000 views is the third quartile. The maximum is approximately, so the maximum, that would be the outlier here, is the maximum, and maybe 138,000 views. The median is this value. That number is the median, also known as quartile 2, but median. And I would guess that might be 18,000. If this was a question on your final exam, we would either give you a scale that's much easier to read, or we would accept a variety of answers within a certain range. And then the range, to calculate the range, you would do the maximum minus the minimum to get the range. So the maximum we said was 138,000 views. And the minimum would be this number. That's the max. So the minimum might be maybe 12,000. A little hard to tell, but approximately 12,000. So the range, we'd subtract those, and we get subtract 12,000 from that. So we get 126,000 would be the range. And notice all these are approximately, since we're having to estimate these. The interquartile range. The interquartile range is the distance from Q1 to Q3. So if the overall range is the max minus the min, the interquartile range is this distance. This is the IQR, interquartile range, however far this is to this. There's uses of the interquartile range. One of those uses is determine if something counts as an outlier, but that again is for a later course. But the interquartile range, we would calculate the interquartile range. Q3 above we said was 27,000. Q1 was 15,000. That's Q3, that's Q1. We're going to subtract them, so we get 12,000 is the interquartile range. 12,000 views. And then lastly, we have a true or false question. 50% of videos had fewer than 20,000 views. So let's use the median. The median is the 50% mark, or the halfway mark. So if the median is here, And this says 50% of videos had fewer than 20,000. 20,000 is right here. And the median marks the lower, divides the bottom 50% to the upper 50%. So that would be a true statement that 50% of videos had fewer than 20,000 views. Maybe we could say this is at least 50% because it looks like it's going to be more than that. We don't know exactly how much more, but we do know for sure that it's at least 50% of videos had fewer than 20,000 views. So we would type T if we're doing this online. True. All right. Using the same data, we have the curious Math 3 teacher wanted to compare the views for the College Board created AP Stats videos on YouTube with the College Board AP US History course on YouTube. So this data that we have right here, this is the exact same data that we had above. Now it looks, the box plot looks a little different just because it's more condensed because the scale changed, but it is the exact same data as the question above. But now we have a push information. And these are just two true and false questions to make sure you can read box plots. So letter A says true or false. Based on the box plots, the videos in the A push course had more views than the videos of the AP Stats course. Well, given that it had an outlier with 300,000, and given that its quartile 3 is larger than basically like all of these, and its median is basically larger than all of these, I think it's a fair statement to say, yes, that's true. The A push course had a lot more views. Its videos had a lot more views than the AP Stats course. Now, I mean, this might be a little unfair because the writer of Hamilton was on the A push, so it's a little unfair to compare. In A push students, there's I think like 500,000 students take the A push exam, whereas the AP Stats is 200,000. But regardless, the A push course had more views for letter A. And then letter B, true or false, based on the box plots, the A push course had more videos than the AP Stats course. This is unknown. We can't tell how many videos are represented in the box plots. For all we know, that this one could be 20 videos and maybe this one is 40 videos. You really can't tell how many videos are represented in the box plot. We can only tell the 5-number summary of the number of views. So this is at best false. We can't tell much more than that. Thanks for watching this video. Hope that it was helpful for you. Have a great day.